among certain young people, and this is accelerated by social media. There is this sense sometimes of the way of me making change is to be as judgmental as possible about other people.
I'm a 47-year-old man. I think that's pretty obvious. If I were to decide tomorrow that I was a 47-year-old woman, should I be allowed to go shower in a women's locker room?
Restrictions on terms like mum, dad, boyfriend, girlfriend are also part of a push to curb the dropout and suicide rates of LGBTQI plus young people.
You're teaching children to hate others because of their skin color, and you're forcing them to lie about other kids' gender.
Due to the increase in sensitivity of millennials and Gen Z, we see the rise of cancel culture on a global scale. This has led to arguments of not allowing people to use the word mother, father, and students' birth names in universities and schools, as it is seen as an offensive term to the LGBTQ+ community. The vilification of many Disney classics like Sleeping Beauty and Peter Pan due to accusations of racist and sexist depictions in these films and books. The changing of company names and brands due to racist implications such as Redskins and Coonchies, and many more we see in the news media every day. As a result of the uncontrollable rise of sensitivity and cancel culture, it is vital for young minds to be equipped with wisdom to be able to navigate in these confusing times. And this is why the topic of the right speech this year is: to what extent does reckless victim-based thinking work against the cultivation of social and communal harmony?
Seriously, why is math so hard? Why soccer? Literally, everything's against me. Good evening, Mr. Powell, Miss Lam, benefactors, guests, and students. Today, what I have just said is an example of a person with a victim status-based mindset. Obviously, there are many negative people in the world for various reasons, but today I will only be talking about these negative people in class and school. In the millennial generation, we tend to victimize ourselves a lot, thinking that we are the victim. But what happens if we look at this from a different perspective? Having a victim status-based mindset means that you think that you are the victim of your own downfalls and blame others for the way your life is. Another word we use in Power Primary to resemble this is a stinky sock. People who have a stinky sock behavior have a lack of emotional confidence. For example, saying, "I'm so stupid, I failed the English exam. Even if I studied, I still would have failed." Or even saying a simple, "I'm so bad at this." You may be a stinky sock without realizing it. Even whining for not getting what you want is a typical behavior for a stinky sock. Stinky socks try to tear everyone down, thinking that they are building themselves up, while in reality they are doing nothing to help themselves or others. One of the main things that these stinky socks do is blame others by blaming others, they are showing stubbornness and denial, which is one of the three poisons. This can not only affect others, but it can also affect themselves. They are in such a state of denial that they are refusing the fact that it was them and can't improve. To continue onto this point, I will make a scenario. Let's say we have two people, Person A and Person B. Person A wants to try and ignore Person B just to make their own self happy, but Person B doesn't like it and shows frustration to the other person. Is Person B really the victim, or are they both the attackers? In this specific scenario, Person A had definitely done something wrong, but Person B could have stood back and informed the teachers, when instead they escalate the situation and start showing anger towards Person A. This could have ended better if Person A didn't even start the drama, or Person B to even continue it. People with a victim status-based mindset deny that there are possibilities to fix the situation, and instead of asking people to help, they just avoid it and run away from the issue. They show anger, frustration, and resentment by putting themselves down, bottling up their feelings, which will eventually bust open and lose control. Stinky socks get so used to this feeling that it can lead up to depression and loneliness. But on the point of others, what about you? I believe that everyone here has thought about themselves as a victim. Well, I have definitely done this before. Being a stinky sock means that you have done something bad and will not help you or others in a wholesome way. When I was in year 3, I remember that one day my old friend had written explicit words towards one person on the table. She knew that I saw it and begged for me to not tell anyone. I listened. The next day she got in trouble and had to stay back for lunch for 2 weeks. I did not get in trouble, but internally I did. By not telling anyone, I was allowing bad deeds to go on and others to be upset by the situation. Being a stinky sock can not only affect others but themselves. By acting like a stinky sock, they are killing themselves by bending their morals and not knowing that their actions will have consequences. Making everyone have a bad influence, which will not help anyone except for the bad side of their mind. Thank you.